I'm heading to another dealer. They already approved my price. The second I heard that, I knew I had lost control. In 28 years at the desk, customers who waited while we stalled with the manager always overpaid. On average, $2,800 more per car. But the ones who used that line slipped out $2,400 ahead, flipping the script with a single sentence. That is a $5,200 swing on one deal. Proof that a handful of the right words can send a team of sales pros into damage control. Inside this expose, I will reveal the 13 phrases and the one move we scrambled to contain so you can turn the table the next time you hear, "That's the best I can do." Inside every dealership, there is a secret scorecard that never makes it to the customer side of the desk. The numbers are blunt. 40% of deals are already approved before the salesperson ever leaves your table. That means nearly half the time, when a rep says, "Let me check with my manager," the answer is sitting right in their back pocket. They are just running the script. Another 40% of the time, the delay is pure theater. The manager and salesperson trade small talk, maybe scroll their phones, and let the clock do the work. This is not about checking numbers. It is about watching you stew, hoping you will get tired or uncomfortable enough to fold. The last 20%, that is where the real show begins. The manager puts on a performance, acting out a negotiation that has already been decided, just to squeeze out a few hundred more dollars or to test how badly you want the car. These numbers are not just guesses. They come straight from the internal dashboards and daily routines I lived for nearly 3 decades. Every morning, sales teams would review yesterday's stats. How many deals closed after a delay? How many buyers got up and left? Who caved first? The 40-40-20 split became a kind of playbook. Predictable, almost mechanical. If you ever wondered why your offer seems to hang in limbo, it is because you are inside a system designed to make you doubt your own leverage. The longer you wait, the more likely you are to accept a higher price. That is not an accident. It is the oldest trick in the book, and it works unless you know how to break the pattern. Time isn't just a tool at the dealership, it's a weapon. The longer you are left alone, the more your mind starts to work against you. Most buyers walk in thinking they will be strong, but after 10 or 15 minutes of waiting, something shifts. You start wondering if you are being unreasonable. You replay your offer, you worry about losing the car, and you tell yourself maybe just a few $100s more is not so bad. That is no accident. Every minute you sit there, you are slipping deeper into what psychologists call commitment escalation. You have invested your afternoon, maybe your whole week, and now it feels wasteful to walk away empty-handed. The dealership counts on that. Managers know exactly how fatigue chips away at resolve. They train staff to create authority theater, making it look like big decisions are happening behind closed doors, even if the manager is just scrolling through emails. The effect is powerful. Studies show that when someone in a position of authority makes you wait, your willingness to challenge them drops. That is authority bias in action. It is why polite, patient customers, those who sit quietly and trust the process, end up paying thousands more than they planned. I have watched it play out for years. Buyers who waited paid an average of $2,800 extra. This is not just about dollars, it is about control. The longer you are in the chair, the more the dealership owns the tempo. They want you tired, second-guessing, and ready to say yes just to end the discomfort. But there is a way to flip it. If you recognize the game, you can break the cycle. Movement matters more than words. When you stand up, when you show you are willing to leave, you shatter the illusion of control. That is when the real negotiation starts. Every car deal runs on a playbook built around profit buckets, each one designed to pull money from your pocket into the dealerships. Start with the front end. On paper, the average gross profit per vehicle clocks in at $3,284. That's just the beginning. Once you think you've nailed down a price, the real money machine fires up in the finance office. F&I, Finance and Insurance, brings in another $2,515 per car, thanks to marked up interest rates, extended warranties, and add-ons you never planned to buy. Most buyers never see these numbers, but every manager tracks them daily. Then come the junk fees. Documentation fees alone range from $1,500 to $3,000, pure profit, labeled as paperwork. Add in window etching, paint protection, and VIN etching. None of it is required, and all of it is marked up. Dealers call these packs. They are designed to pad the deal without you noticing. Inventory sits on the lot, racking up holding costs, $40 to $85 a day. Every day a car does not sell. After 60 days, that is up to $5,100 bleeding from the dealer's bottom line. Managers feel that pressure, especially as month-end and quarter-end bonuses come into play. Moving an aging car can mean the difference between hitting a store-wide target or missing out on a five-figure payout. There is one more hidden layer: holdback. Manufacturers kick back 2 to 3% of the MSRP to the dealership after the sale. That is money you will never see on an invoice, but it is real profit the dealer will fight to protect. Add it all up, and the average deal can swing by $7,000 or more, money that moves silently from your bank account to the dealerships. Every line on the contract is a profit opportunity. When you hear "that's the best I can do," remember, the real numbers are buried deep, and the person across the desk is trained to protect every dollar. The only thing that rattles the system is a customer who knows where the money hides and is not afraid to walk if the numbers do not add up. That's when the manager starts to sweat. There is one line that makes every manager flinch, no matter how many years they have played the game. It is not a question. It is not a threat. It is a decision. You stand up, look the salesperson in the eye, and say, "That's the best you can do. I'm heading to another dealer." If your manager changes their mind, call me within 24 hours, then you start walking. No drama, no raised voice, just movement. That is the nuclear phrase. I've watched it land like a bomb. The second a customer stands and heads for the door, the entire rhythm of the showroom changes. Managers who were scrolling their phones or chatting in the back suddenly snap to attention. The numbers do not lie. About 60% of the time, someone will chase you into the parking lot before you reach your car, desperate to keep you from leaving. Another 30% of the time, you will get a call back within hours, sometimes before you even get home. Only about 10% of the time will they let you go, and that is usually when your offer is already below what the dealership can stomach. This is not just theory. I have seen it play out in real life. Buyers who use this exact script, sometimes even reading it off their phone, forcing managers to drop fees, knock off another $1,000, or finally show the real invoice. There is a TikTok clip floating around where a salesperson tries to stall, but the buyer stands up and heads for the door. The panic on the manager's face is not acting. On Reddit, buyers talk about walking out after the manager talk routine and getting a better offer within the hour. The pattern holds. Movement triggers fear of a lost sale, and that fear is more powerful than any polite back and forth. When I train new sales staff, I told them that if a customer gets up and leaves, you have 60 seconds to get them back or the deal is gone. We called those customers mooches, not because they were cheap, but because we could not control them. Your words do not matter. Movement matters. If you want to break the script, you have to be willing to walk. That is the phrase and the power move that turns the whole negotiation upside down. Dealerships rely on scripts that keep buyers in check and profits high. But there is a set of 13 phrases that disrupt the routine, each one engineered to target a specific leverage point in the negotiation. These are not catchphrases, they are triggers that shift control. Used at the right moment, They force the manager's hand and expose the real numbers. Here is the arsenal, grouped by leverage type. Price leverage comes first. Phrase 1, I'll buy right now if you take off another $1,000. This phrase attacks the $3,284 average gross profit per car, demanding the fat be trimmed or the sale is lost. Phrase 2, what would you pay if this was your money? It cuts through the act and pushes the salesperson to reveal the true bottom line. Phrase 3, beat a competitor by $300 and I'll sign right now. Armed with a written quote, this signals you are not bluffing. Dealers recognize the threat immediately. Manager's confirmation, a competitor's quote means we cannot hide behind the numbers. Finance leverage follows. Phrase 4, I'm paying cash, discount the car to compensate. This removes their $500 to $1,500 finance reserve profit. Expect pushback, but hold steady. Phrase 5, pre-approved at 3.5% elsewhere. Beat it by a quarter point, or I'll finance with my bank. The dealer risks losing the finance kickback if they cannot match. Phrase 6, remove every dealer added fee or no deal. This targets $1,500 to $3,000 in junk fees, such as dock fees, window etching, and protection packages. Manager's confirmation, if someone calls out the fees, we know the game's up. Inventory leverage is next. Phrase 7. This car has been here 60 days. Let's both win. Dealers lose $40 to $85 a day for every car that sits. After 2 months, that is up to $5,100 gone. Phrase 8. It is March 30th. You need the sale for your bonus. Month-end deals count toward a 5-figure payout for the manager. Manager's confirmation. At month-end, I'd rather take a skinny deal than miss my bonus. Authority and control leverage. Phrase 9. Your manager said you have authority to go lower. Most salespeople have a hidden approval limit, usually $500 to $1,500. Phrase 10. Show me factory invoice, including holdback, or I'm done. Holdback is 2 to 3% of MSRP, pure hidden profit. Phrase 11. I'll buy without a trade-in for this price. Separating the numbers keeps control. Manager's confirmation. Out the door, no trade, no extras. Now it is real. Deal closing hammer. Phrase 12. Throw in free oil changes or I'm walking. Service perks cost little for the dealer, but save buyers hundreds. Phrase 13. I'll sign now for X dollars out the door. Take it or leave it. This ends the games. Manager's confirmation. A firm offer means we cannot control them. Those buyers broke the script. Each phrase is a pressure point. The difference between overpaying and winning is knowing when to flip the script. Dealers never just fold when you use one of the 13 phrases. They are trained to counterpunch. The moment you push for a real discount, expect the guilt trip. I'd love to help, but I'll get in trouble with my manager if I go any lower. That line is pure theater. The answer? If your manager can't do it, I'll take my business elsewhere. No apology, no debate. You are not there to protect their feelings or their bonus. Every minute you stay polite and patient, you're bleeding. Leverage. The data is brutal. Polite customers pay an average of $2,800 more. Dealers call those buyers easy closes in the morning meeting. Next, the scarcity play. Someone else is coming in to see this car tonight. It is meant to make you panic, to force a rushed decision. The real numbers say otherwise. Most lots have dozens of similar vehicles, and inventory that sits past 60 days costs the dealer up to $85 a day. The counter? If it sells, it sells. I'm not paying a premium for your timing. Say it, then pause. The silence is your weapon. No one wants to explain to the manager why a ready buyer walked over a bluff. Then come the junk fees and incremental add-ons. We can't remove the documentation fee, it's required by law. False. Only a portion is mandated, everything else is profit. The phrase here is simple. Take off every add-on or I'm leaving. I want out the door pricing, no extras. If they push back, stand up. Dealers fear movement more than words. When you rise, you force a decision. In training, we called these moments mooches, buyers we couldn't control. They set the pace, not us. Dealers also try to flip the script with fake urgency. This deal is only good today. That is a manufactured deadline. The reply? If you want the sale, you'll honor my offer when you're ready to accept it. No need to match their energy. Stay calm, repeat your number, and show you are willing to walk. Every countermove from the dealer is designed to keep you seated, second-guessing, and emotionally invested. The antidote is clarity and action. Name your price, reject the guilt, ignore the pressure, and be ready to leave. Movement breaks the cycle. That's how you turn their tactics against them and take back control of the deal. Dealerships spend millions training their teams to keep you in the chair. Every tactic, every script, every delay is designed to make you believe you have no choice but to accept their numbers. But there is one rule that breaks their system completely: movement over words. The moment you rise from your seat, you become unpredictable. That is when the manager's playbook falls apart. I have seen the power of walking away more times than I can count. The most dangerous customer is not the one who argues or pleads. It is the one who stands up, thanks the salesperson, and calmly heads for the door. In that instant, the entire dynamic flips. The manager who seemed so confident just minutes earlier is now on edge, watching a sale slip through their fingers. The staff call these buyers mooches, not because they are cheap, but because they refuse to play by the rules. As a manager, I knew if a customer left, we had about 60 seconds to get them back before the deal was gone for good. Your words do not matter. Movement matters. Behavioral economists have studied this effect for years. When you physically stand up and signal you are leaving, you trigger loss aversion in the dealer's mind. They start calculating the cost of letting you walk, the lost profit, the hit to their monthly quota, the empty spot on the lot. Nothing creates urgency faster. In my experience, about 60% of the time, someone will chase you into the parking lot. Another 30% of the time, you will get a call before you even make it home. That is not luck. It is psychology. The only time they let you go is when your number is already below what they can accept. Here is the checklist I gave my own family before they ever set foot in a dealership. Stand up. Gather your things. Pause for a beat. Let them see you mean it. Say, if your manager changes their mind, call me within 24 hours. Then walk. Do not look back. Do not explain. Do not apologize. If they follow, listen. If they call, answer. But never sit back down unless your number is met. The final word belongs to the manager who lived this for nearly 3 decades. Your words do not matter. Movement matters. The customer who stands up and walks is the only one we could never control. That is the doctrine. When they say, "That's the best I can do," say nothing. Just move. That is how you win. Right now, car dealers still bank on most buyers freezing up or playing nice, costing Americans over $40 billion a year in extra fees and inflated prices. The truth? Your words do not matter. Movement does. The only customer we feared was the one ready to walk. In today's market, power belongs to the buyer who refuses to play by their script. Stay sharp and take control.